Dr. Grove Higgins here with Neuroathlete and Mary Wilson. So last time we talked about men, and one of the things that came up with, that you mentioned, is the fact that sitting is a big problem with the pelvic floor. So we want to talk about that a little bit. Mary, why is sitting not healthy for the pelvic floor?
Well, you have to look at the structures that are kind of an extension of the pelvic floor. So you have to look at the glutes, you have to look at the hamstrings, you have to look at those deep hip rotators, the piriformis, the psoas. When they are in a seated, immobile position and they're not functioning the way they should, then the muscles, the deeper pelvic floor muscles, aren't functioning the way they should. And so it is that everything's connected, and when dysfunction is found in one spot, something else has to take over to help with that stabilization or support. And so then it's doing a job it wasn't designed for, so then that creates pain, creates dysfunction, and then the trickle down of that dysfunction just keeps going down or keeps going up.
Gotcha. So what she was talking about are all these muscles around the hip and the pelvis that so many people, when we've been sitting for long periods of time, get tight, and you want to get up and walk or stretch and do things. But if they're not doing their job, then it starts to infect other parts of the body, is what you're saying, right? And how interconnected the whole body really is. Now, what about stress? How does stress affect breathing and the pelvic floor?
Typically, when we are stressed out, our breathing is very shallow. And so we're not getting great rib mobility through breathing. Most of our breathing happens, that fight or flight, like being chased by a tiger. So we breathe here. Well, and I'm sure you know, we have zero lung tissue in our shoulders, but that's where we will tend to go with our breathing. We need to take it low. We need to get the rib cage to move. We need space for the diaphragm to drop down so that it can draw air into the lungs. We need all of those joint connections between those back ribs and the thoracic vertebrae. We need those joints to be able to move, and that only can happen if the rib cage is moving with respiration versus the shoulder and the neck muscles.
Right, because the shoulders hang off of the neck, right?
Right.
So if the shoulders are involved, the neck is involved, and so you can have everything from back pain to shoulder pain to neck pain to headaches, all because of bad breathing.
Right.
Right? Okay, excellent. So next time, what we're going to talk about is what you can start to do without even leaving your chair, although we want you to, without leaving your chair, what you can start to do right now to start changing and becoming more aware